So I have been having this very strange feeling that I cannot shake about this asteroid they call Apophis. This asteroid is named after an ancient Egyptian deity, Apophis, which is basically the equivalent to Satan. It is the serpent, the god of chaos, the god of destruction. But like I said, I cannot shake the feeling that something is off about this whole thing. And if you feel the same way, please do comment in the comment section below. Well, yesterday I created a poll in my community post saying, do you trust the official narrative on this asteroid Apophis, the god of chaos? Don't forget, NASA also had 3 rockets named Apophis, also another name for Apophis. They fired off during the solar eclipse. So during this poll, a majority of you said, 96% of you said, we are being lied to. 4% of you said, yes, I trust NASA not to lie. But I think that's the thing that bothers me. I'm just talking off the top of my head. I'm not reading any articles. But I think what bothers me is the fact that NASA had a program called Apophis, 3 rockets called Apophis, named after an asteroid that is supposed to come very close to Earth, where NASA is now saying there's a greater chance of this asteroid striking Earth, and this asteroid is named after a god of chaos. Now, I am going to go into some fear-mongering territory here because there are 1,000 other channels, 1,000 other news and media that will push narratives and agendas that will make you feel comfortable, that will make you feel safe. I am not one of those channels. I am a horror channel. I talk about the horrors of reality. So if you come to me to feel good, I do not know what to tell you. I even have the fear-mongering disclaimer in the description of the channel. Fear-inducing channel, enter at own risk. So if you are still here, I am starting to feel that something big is around the corner. Something big is about to happen. And this something big might be blamed on an asteroid. They were nice enough to let us know that this asteroid is not powerful enough to wipe out the Earth or destroy the Earth. So this is not a Earth-ending event if this asteroid were to strike the Earth. But they did say that if this asteroid was to strike something like the United States or a location like the United States, it is powerful enough to wipe out a couple states. But you know what else could also have that same effect? A giant missile, or perhaps a dew. Something along those lines could also have the same effect as Apophis. Now you might be saying, Minutes of Horror, we would see a giant asteroid in the sky. This is nonsense. This is kooky talk. But is it really? We live in a day and age of CGI, AI, and so forth. And we don't know what other technologies they have that can replicate something like an asteroid. So then what is my point? What am I trying to say here? Well, every time I talk about Apophis, I notice there are people in the comment sections of either the video or my community posts, and they ask me, Minutes of Horror, is something like Apophis in the Illuminati card game? This card game has become quite popular on this channel because this card game, which was sold in 1994 and 1995, we have noticed that it has foretold future events. Now, I had a rather interesting conversation with a person that subscribed to this channel in the comment section of my community post. They said the Illuminati card game is like tarots or tarot reading. And I said, I don't believe so. I don't believe the Illuminati card game is doing what tarot reading is supposed to do. When it comes to tarot reading, it's all about predictions and predicting the future. But when it comes to the Illuminati card game, they are telling us what they are going to do. The Illuminati card game works like what we see in movies and music videos, video games, and other forms of media, the subliminal messaging. Like, for example, when it comes to 9/11, we saw all the 9/11 imagery in movies, video games, comic books, and so forth. So this Illuminati card game works in the way that, like anything else, where they have to tell us beforehand what they are about to do. So I'm not looking at the Illuminati card game in a way like tarot reading or trying to predict the future. I'm looking at it as a way that they are telling us what their next plan is. When I talk about they, of course I'm talking about the powers that be, those who believe they are in control of everything. So when people ask me, is Apophis or something like Apophis in the Illuminati card game, my response happens to be yes, no, maybe. It depends on how you look at this card. Now, the card is called Meteor Strike. This is not a asteroid, it's a meteor. But this still does fall along the lines of a meteor, an asteroid, a comet, something along those lines. But it's the description that's rather telling. Listen to how this description reads. Disaster. This is an instant attack to destroy any place. It does not require an action. Its power is 16. If the attack succeeds, the target is devastated. If the die roll succeeds by more than 4, the target is completely destroyed. The wording is rather interesting. This is an instant attack to destroy any place. Now, when you think of a meteor or a meteor strike, do you think of it as an attack? What I also find strange is that a meteor is not big enough to destroy any one location or place. So the wording used on this card is rather interesting. When I think of the word attack, what comes to my mind is somebody deliberately causing harm to a person or a location. Now, you might be saying, Minutes of Horror is just a description of the card, just get over it. But it's something with the descriptions of these cards. This is not the first card to have accurately foretold something when it comes to the description of itself. Look at this Princess Di card here. Princess Diana passed away from a car crash in 1997. The official narrative anyway, because there's many theories who was behind that car accident and who was behind her passing away. But we're just going to talk about the official narrative. The official narrative was that it was the media, it was the paparazzi that caused her car crash. This card was released in 1995, but created much earlier than that. And the description of this card reads, all your other liberal groups get +1 power. Princess Di and her puppets are immune to attacks by her rivals, peaceful or liberal groups, except the media. So there are a few cards where the descriptions of the cards are as important or more important than the artwork of the cards themselves. Now, Apophis is scheduled to make close contact to the Earth on April 13th, 2029, or Friday the 13th. There is, of course, a Friday the 13th card in the card game called Unlucky 13. The description of this card is titled, play this card on a rival at the very beginning of his turn. He can draw no plot cards for any reason until after his current turn ends. This requires an action from a magic group. This date, Friday the 13th, has been beaten into our heads over and over again as unlucky, as a day of evil, as dark. It is also associated with a lot of Hollywood. We see the movies Friday the 13th and so forth. This Meteor Strike card is starting to make a lot of sense. It goes back to what I was originally saying at the beginning of this video. What if a giant missile or a dew is what's actually being used, and they are going to say it's an asteroid strike on a certain location they want to either destroy or get rid of, or something we saw on the lines of Hawaii. But again, this is just me spitballing. I've just been having a very strange feeling about this asteroid. I don't think what's coming is exactly what they are telling us, but this is my opinion. And you know what? I do want to hear your opinion as well on this asteroid. Do you believe NASA? Do you believe it's a real asteroid making its way to Earth? Or do you believe something else is going on in the background? Please do comment in the comment section below. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help this channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.